Good morning, everybody. It's John. It's 2:12 a.m. Monday, July 24th. Today, I'd like to try to help people realize what's going on in the world that are younger than myself. I'm 60 years old, and I think I might be able to help. What is happening today is that they've thrown out the ideals of good and evil, and they inserted love is love. How people could say love is love when they're mistakenly calling lust love is beyond the pale. You really have to be ignorant to believe that. This person, Ice Cube, you see up on the screen here, turned down $9 million in order to preserve his own body and his own morals. He's stood up in the face of what everybody else acquiesced to, and it cost him $9 million. He's not alone in this. Dave Chappelle is also another person that's standing up against these people trying to force you to adopt their ideology. And their ideology is that they should have access to your kids. Now, systematically, they've been destroying the family because basically they've gotten into the mind of the more emotional female and manipulated her into actually hating her husband, therefore removing the husband from the family unit leaves your family vulnerable to outside attack. And I don't think it's going to take them very long if now that they're successful of getting the male out of the house. It's not going to take them too much longer to take the female out of the house and leave that child utterly alone and at their whims. That the state will own your children while you ladies are out there getting your hair and nails done. They'll be raping your children at some foster care facility. Why? Well, I personally seen people lie under oath after they swore to tell the truth and nothing but the truth on the Bible, which basically tells me they sold their soul. I watched members of their family do soulless things to children and not help that child. And then they want to be around my child. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. Now, what they've done to me, I actually have to escalate this now. There is no resolving a conflict with somebody that wants to destroy you and humiliate you and grind you into the dust. Do you understand out there, people? All you young men out there. If women have been polluted, Western women have been polluted with this love is love ideology, where they think it's okay for an adult to rape a child and not help that child, there is something wrong in society. Now, what this man is going through, he describes in several videos, one with Joe Rogan. They try to do this ritual to you. This ritual is old as time itself. It's called the ritual of humiliation. This is also done at the Skull and Bones Club, the 332 Club, where they get men to humiliate themselves. Why? So the men devalue their very own character, their very own soul, their very own being. They believe they are worthless unless they demean themselves, disconnect themselves from a greater source, a good source. Disconnect yourself. God doesn't care about you. Your your value is dirt. Your soul belongs to us. If you want something, you have to come and humble yourself in front of us. We are your new God. That's what they're doing. Now, on the family unit side, the first thing to break up the family, you have to get rid of the biggest threat, or in this case, the protector of the family, the male character. You just can't, you just can't make up, take on the role of the male character if you're female. You don't have those attributes. You don't. You can't duplicate them. Now, this humiliation of men has gone so far that I've seen people lie under oath on the Bible and just basically sell their soul for this corrupt ideology and sell their children off. I'll fight this all the way to the end. You have to realize it's not just Ice Cube, it's also Dave Chappelle. He wouldn't sell his soul. He sees what's going on. They're right there in Hollywood. They're telling you what's going on. Mel Gibson came out. Look what happened to Jamie Foxx. Oh, well, if you don't take the injection, we won't hire you for the movie. And Dave Chappelle actually had to tell Ice Cube for bringing this out that he has to go into hiding. They're going to kill him. This guy right here. Now, the last guy that brought up all of this thing that there was pedophilia going on in Hollywood was Isaac Cappy. Where is he now? Look him up. Don't forget those people. They paid with their lives to get this information out. They're under threat every day. And yes, good and evil does exist. It's not an old-fashioned concept made on Judeo-Christian values. It always existed, no matter what religion there is. There's a negative side and a positive side. There is a yin and a yang. There is a purpose set for both sexes. And one cannot do things that the other can. We're designed by that by nature. A wisdom that you can't understand. Instead, they embrace these toads that are in the college. They're toads. What they're teaching these kids, they're toads. They're telling these kids you have no value unless you follow these ideologies. Anybody else that doesn't follow these ideologies should be killed. That's what they're telling them. It's evil. And if your children don't understand the difference between good and evil, you're going to have a problem with them. A child can have an evil parent, but you know what? A child is emotionally attached to their parent. They will embrace evil so their parent embraces them to get that love and affection. You warned people. And then what happens when the pendulum swings the other way? It's going to get violent. And on that, I'm out of here.